Hey guys, we'll get started in just a minute. AR, why don't you try saying a few words and we'll see if you pop up.
A few words to let you get it right.
See, you're coming through, and oddly, one or two people last week said that you guys were very low compared to me. On the actual audio meters, you look, I talk a bit more right now, AR?
Okay, now this one's for real, and maybe you have my me turned on this time.
Nah, you're there. So I think
Okay,
I think what happens is my audio can't change because of where my microphone is.
sure.
So I think what happens is you and Dev naturally move like everyone does.
Eh,
Because my mic
yeah,
literally,
maybe a little bit. It depends on what
yeah.
screen I'm looking at.
Because like I'm looking on the
'Cause I
meter
got
and we're not
looking at the
identical, but,
left,
but close
looking
enough.
at the right.
Yeah. I think what happens is because mine's bolted to my head right now. I if I turn my head, there's no difference.
Hmm.
Same.
Yeah. And I also
I
think
generally make a rule not to bolt things to my head.
bolt is metaphorical in the sense. I also think I have less range in how I talk.
Possibly.
So I am going to push you and Dev up slightly higher to AR,
Yay.
and we will see if that helps. Because the podcast listeners don't notice it because I redo all the audio.
Mm.
Yeah, like
You
right there,
probably
you were much lower.
for all I know, when the actual the audio version comes out, we sound like chipmunks.
I could do that.
April Fool's Day is coming.
Yeah. Um.
Actually, no, it's not. That was
Yeah.
a month
And
ago,
in the
wasn't it? Like, oh yeah, it's May now, isn't
yeah,
it?
and in the chat, someone's like, "All three of you are clear. You're all nice and loud. I can hear you all." Deb.
Huzzah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Okay, you guys ready to go?
One more
Yeah.
drink.
Drank the drink.
Mm. I shotgunned a whole pizza in the half hour before we went on, so
I had a grilled cheese. Now I want ice
probably
cream.
a smarter choice.
Welcome to the With the Will podcast. We're here to entertain, inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark. I run With the Will and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Pulver, and I now own Ghost Game stuff.
I'm DevQ, and I also want Ghost Game stuff and ice cream.
Ice cream sounds good. I'll
There,
trade you some Ghost Game
there's so
stuff for
there,
some ice cream.
there's so little Ghost Game stuff.
I took what I got. Till the plushes come out, I'm taking that darn wire holder thingy.
How is it at holding on to cables?
Not at all. It's
Okay,
pretty awful, honestly.
so
Very ineffective.
so it's a mini figure that they've decided to call a cable holder.
Yeah, basically. I found a way to position it on one of my monitor cables to stay put, and if I touch it again, it's going to slide down, I'm sure.
How was everybody's week?
I was
Although
at a convention. That was
Dev,
great.
Dev, are you alive? I think I just heard you fall on the mic.
No, I'm good. I'm just
Okay, just checking.
melting. It was like 100 degrees.
Ugh.
Ooh.
AR, you're saying your convention?
Yeah, I was at a convention last weekend. I'm happy. It was fun.
I've been doing a lot of work. Although I did get to announce some titles today that I worked on, which is always fun.
Woohoo.
Future Boy, Conan, and Bell.
Yeah, the convention was good. My panel was standing room only, which I was really impressed with. Like
Yeah,
everyone
That's
showed up for
it was
that.
a nice
surprising.
crowd.
Yeah, that was a really good crowd. They were excited for Digimon talk too. It was fun.
I like how everything you mentioned about the panel, at no point did you actually say if anyone was excited when Ghost Game came up.
It was okay. Ghost Game got an okay response. It was not one of the louder ones, but there were a few people who were into Ghost Game, and there was some actually in the dealer's room Sunday. I was just walking through and overheard someone randomly talking about Ghost Game,
You mentioned
and
dodging
that
that.
was fun. No, I didn't dodge it. I was just no. He was about to mention what happened in the last episode before I had seen it, and I stopped him there. But no, we were talking about other Ghost Game
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
just Ghost Game in general. Like, no, it was a good conversation. It's fun. It's fun talking to real people about Digimon because they're not all completely knowledgeable about everything. Like this guy was kind of annoyed that he was called Vamdemon instead of Myotismon and didn't actually know that the two were different in English and Japan.
Oh
I'm like,
no,
that's novel.
Oh,
That's
stuff like that comes up a lot.
yeah.
My understanding is the version of the Street Fighter 2 movie streaming on Amazon Prime uses the subtitles with the Japanese names.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, it's just fun to run into
yeah,
people like it's like, oh yeah, you're not like really extremely knowledgeable about everything, and it's like, yeah, it's just a cool thing.
yeah.
But still watching Ghost Game and enjoying it, so it's a good sign.
I didn't know that happened. Ah. although,
That's why we go to conventions to
although honestly,
broaden our horizons a
although
little bit.
honestly, this was a pretty good episode. Episode
This
26, Cannibal
was
Mansion. Although I will say, uh, the name feels like a mistranslation because that name doesn't really work.
it
no.
also, when I was for Wikimon trying to like pull up the kanji because I don't have a keyboard that can type that in. It's like,
I'm.
Well, the name that Onke came up with was Hungry House.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
comes up
that's.
too.
Can I change that to Hungry Hungry House?
I mean, technically that is the
That
kanji.
should be the dub title.
Yeah.
Hungry Hungry House.
Eponymous.
But yeah, cannibal has connotations that just do not apply to this episode at all.
I'm just really curious now if there actually is a kanji for cannibal.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
There
Probably like
is.
combines human and eat.
Yeah, but this kanji was basically hungry, hungry.
Okay.
I will say this, for the mock horror theme, starting off with walking around a dark house, that's never a bad way to start
It's a
something.
classic.
Yeah.
Classic start. I mean, there's been like 5 episodes I've started that way, but it doesn't get tired.
Although I will say this is something that Ghost Game's done a few times. Does it feel like it gives up the twist at the beginning so that kids won't be confused?
It's like a Columbo episode. You see the crime immediately, and then it's basically just seeing the other people figure it out.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's like this is the monster we're dealing with this week.
Yep. And then Angoramon finds his friend and he's happy. And is this the first time we've seen the Ghost Game version of the digital world?
I believe it is.
Yes.
It sure. Other than the random hologram shots of Hero's dad, I think it is the first time.
Yeah, and a nice explanation as to how Angoramon just randomly knows shit. Very nice explanation
Yeah,
that just he researched stuff with his
and
friend.
it's and how there are holes in his knowledge as well. Like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes some stuff he's come across and has been able to research, and some stuff he has never seen before.
Yeah. Well, that also points out that he didn't know much about the human world. He kind of was just gathering data, and we get an explanation for that in the episode, which was nice.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
data on humans just wasn't there.
This was a good episode all around for everything they did with Angoramon.
Yeah, lots of good, which kind of like continues the theme that Angoramon and Jellymon are like the only well-rounded isn't the correct word, but like the only depth of characters there are.
I don't even know if Angoramon had all that much depth
Eh,
coming into this episode.
You're not wrong,
Oh, well,
but
he likes socializing.
yeah, like we
Yeah.
got to see the idea of him doing stuff.
They have lives outside of
Yes.
the show.
Yeah. And Digitom, it's weird to think like it appears he literally has just been sitting in the mansion doing nothing.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Which is an interesting take on it, especially when he talks about when we, get details about him being hungry and pseudo uncontrollable. You would think he would have wandered out at some point, and it seems like he hasn't.
He seems like the curious type for sure.
But also, he
Like,
kind of
he's
comes across as like someone who's had a traumatizing experience and becomes a shut-in.
That could be too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
like
not
I think he's
that's not a
equally
bad answer to it.
parts. I think he's equally parts addicted to and horrified by what he's doing.
Yeah. And then he finds out that living with humans is an option, and he wants to meet them. Done, done, done.
Okay.
I like how excited Ruli is about getting to meet Angoramon's best friend, to be honest.
That does tell you a lot about how little Angoramon is sharing to the three.
And that before she can even be asked, she decides to drag everyone else along.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, cool, I'm going to invite these two, too.
And then we get there's at least one moment every week where characters are given information and they're just kind of stupid about it. And this time it was them going, "Oh, you have a nice home," and he's like, "Oh, this isn't my home." And Ruli and Goramon have no comment or thought on that matter at all. Just
okay.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm just kind of staying here. I mean, they probably just think he's kind of like a squatter. It's like, no one lives here. Houses get abandoned in Japan all the time because, like, people move out or they age out or they just leave the buildings there.
And then we get the first anime appearance of one of the best well-known Digimon from video games, Platinum Numamon.
Platinum Numamon.
He's throwing metallic shit.
Who's entirely well-known because he breaks Cyber Sleuth.
He breaks Cyber Sleuth.
Entirely.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we get the nice creepy dolls, and Gormon deciding to. I will say this: the Digitamamon moment when Angormon decides to stay and read the books, and he's like, "Yeah, I knew that'd be your reaction," and then just goes walking off. That was a good moment.
Yeah, it really was. It was a good way to get Angormon out of the picture for a moment and let the showdown happen.
And then
The
Kiyoshiro,
reveal.
he's really the dumbest character. Because here's
Yeah,
why.
he had like
Here's
Joe
why.
moments.
He'll start to be dragged off to stuff he doesn't want to do, which is fine. He's trying to like be helpful or trying to like have friends, and then he'll be like,
Jellymon's forcing him.
And then it'll be like, okay, we're going to this house, and he's like, that house. 1 second, and he looks it up. It's like, oh, it's a murder house, and he still lets himself be dragged along when he knows what's going to. Every time he knows what's going to happen.
Rury's already there, supposedly.
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
Really, Jellymon certainly didn't.
I feel like he'd be a little bit put out if one of his friends got the shit murdered out of them. Just slightly.
Yeah, it's not somebody from his dorm though. It's really hard for me to get a good read on the Kitashiro Rudy, like if they actually are trying to watch each other's backs or really are pretty indifferent to what happens to each other.
They're friend acquaintances.
Kind of.
Yes. And
like
then,
they both very much care about Hito, but
and then we get the what I would call the one actual horror movie moment. She's told on the phone with Digitamamon standing right next to her about it being a murder house for the same period of time that she knows he's been there. That's a silly rumor, and Digitamamon just like,
For someone with a YouTube channel that dives into these spooky mysteries, she dismisses a lot of stuff.
To be fair, that's the most accurate part of Ghost Game is YouTubers not doing research and not actually caring about the truth.
It doesn't matter if it's true or not. She could probably get an episode out. She could probably get content out of it.
Yeah, but she's
she's
also
it's another Digimon.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's also proved very disinterested if anything could be connected to Digimon.
Yeah.
Like
that would be fun. That would actually be really funny. It's like, oh, it's a murder house. Nah, there's his Digimon squatting here. It's no big deal.
Like that, she could actually frame it as a murder house does not actually seem to occur to her. It's always just, oh no, it's just a Digimon murdering people. Yep, it's not an actual ghost.
Yeah, there's just a Digimon here eating people. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
come on by.
Yeah,
I brought snacks.
She could just ignore the Digimon being there, and it would work out fine for her purposes. And then we get the explanation as to what's going on right as Digitamamon jumps out a window. He couldn't be seen. Things were going good. When he qualified that things were like fine and good, he just meant like him standing around and doing nothing. It would have been nice to at least get some clarity as to was he doing stuff at one point, or was it literally just him standing in a house?
I'm pretty sure it's just him just standing in a house.
Okay, that's what I thought, but like he was talking about like when he couldn't be seen, things were great because he could stand there. Yeah. Then he materialized. He isn't sure how. He was hungry. He freaked out, and initially the eating was a reaction. It was a reaction to fear and just, oh shit, eat.
Like he just really likes it though.
And he actually,
where do I hide this thing? Up to shove it in my mouth.
And I like he actually tries to specify that he actually tried to spit them out. It just didn't work. All that came out were clothes and sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also says he kept doing it, and was anyone else at the house? I don't know how he kept doing it. He didn't appear to ever leave the house.
And then people kept moving in.
Yeah, people kept moving in because the houses were deemed abandoned.
Okay, I thought they said at one point that the 6 months ago was the last time the house was lived in.
No, I think people have been just coming in every so often.
Okay,
I don't know how long it takes for a house to get reclaimed. And
I thought it got.
Stuff,
or at least inspectors coming in to take a look.
Yeah, inspectors, because he did mention that he had mentioned that there hadn't been anyone there since the last people 5 or 6 months ago, that he'd been alone.
I'm pretty sure it just kept.
I seem like he showed up about like 6 or so months ago, and then since then a couple people came in. And he just kind of
fair enough. And
Although he
then
probably ate the inspectors too.
I
So.
will say this: I really love that the security guard pops up, and Kiyoshiro's so freaked out that he's gonna get in trouble. That's what makes him activate the space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yes.
oh shit, it's the cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not
then
like this horrifying monster trying to actively eat them.
And then everyone involved, Digitamamon knows about evolution and he's quite happy that Angoramon can do it. And none of them can do crap to him. Like, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah.
I will say this, I love the slow sort of, like, back and forth walk as they're, like, doing shit, and he's just sort of, like, penguin back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wezen can evolve to Canoweismon. Yay?
Yeah.
Convenient.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same in the Vital Bracelet, so...
Yeah, I guess that's good to know.
That would be it.
And then Canoweismon gives him a big hit. They talk, and oh, he has cracks. And then very nice slicing attack from Simbari I almost said Agumon, Angoramon. He freaks out more. I feel like there was a translation oddity with the message to Angoramon towards the end about if he's Digimon or human. It feels like something was missing there.
Like you should be like caring more about humans or Digimon.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. Yeah. Or maybe it's sincere. Like it's an interesting way of posing it either way.
And then
it's like humans are snacks. But even then, he's rude as hell. Because it's like stealing, like even if he thinks, oh, humans are food, he's trying to steal Angoramon's human. It's like an asshole roommate taking like the last yogurt out of your mini fridge.
And then, as a nice end to the episode, we get some narration from Ruli.
Yeah, that was great. I love that so much. Like Angoramon's broken, so Rudy has to deal with
what's also nice is
philosophical BS at the end.
No, that's what was nice is it wasn't metaphorical BS. It wasn't like Ruli just speaking Angoramon's words from the script. It's her simply telling you what's going on with the house. The house is still there to this day, almost if nothing happened there at all. It's very dry and specific and just her telling you the facts. And I actually like that. Although I will say this, I don't think anyone can complain about the protagonist stuff in Adventure and say that Ghost Game's doing well with it, because we're now at the point where every character except the lead has one evolution and the lead has 5.
Doesn't matter, this was just a good Angoramon episode.
It is. It would have. I think as much as we all want to see more with Angoramon before they do it, I think this would have served to have him evolve. To be honest,
I disagree only in the sense that this is kind of a long shot. Cross my fingers and hope that this is somehow
plotted in.
This helps. This is kind of plotted in to eventually lead to Lamort. Like this had to happen to get Angoramon rounded out to a point where Lamortmon eventually happens.
I agree with you, except for one oddity. They chose to make the villain character so pseudo-invincible that they had to stop to have someone evolve to deal with it. And then it's just there to not quite weaken him and then have the strike finish it off.
Yeah.
It's functionally there
logistics more than
anything.
No,
but that's what I mean. It didn't have to be that strong in the first place. They did it so they could show us Canoweismon again, which is literally the protagonist issue of you can't do anything without that character being there.
It is, but this is where they've been throwing us, stronger opponents, over-leveled opponents all season long, and every time they've come up with a BS reason to not have to deal with it, and this time they didn't have a choice. Or at least they didn't see a choice, and Angoramon actually had to act.
Is this the first time where, on purpose, they've had to deal with a villain?
Not counting the times when Guru showed up?
Well, that's not really on purpose from the good guys. That's a different bad guy showing up and doing something.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are times when they kind of slap the bad guy around, and the bad guy just says, "Okay,
No,
fine."
but that's
And
what I
you
mean.
beat
The
me,
bad
but
guy just decides they're going to fuck off instead of doing more. Is this the first time where they
I
actually dealt with it?
I think this is this is the first time they actually killed someone.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because before, even
here's
with
the
the
thing.
Ajitarmon, it was like, oops, it accidentally kind of killed itself.
See, here's the thing. Someone says they
Mhm.
tried to kill Vamdemon last episode. They've tried before. He's still, as far as we know, just up and left when he possibly could have done something. The episode just stops.
Yeah, or he was actually legitimately weakened, and or he was weakened and knew he wasn't going to win.
No,
or
and
something
that's
like that,
perfectly
but
fine. I'm just saying, I think this is the first time the good guys on their own have dealt with the enemy.
Yeah, and Goramon is like, I'm going to end this because, which is great because he's a friend.
No, and that's neat.
I didn't even
had to
interpret.
put down my friend like Old Yeller.
Yeah,
Just
I didn't even
rabid.
interpret Digitamamon as actually being evil. I think it was just like hopelessly addicted to eating humans.
When I say evil, I just mean in the sense of he's the antagonist bad guy for the episode. Not that he's evil himself.
Which makes it better because there were legitimately evil bad guys that they didn't kill, and they have to kill Angoramon's best friend.
And we got our second update to the intro.
Yes.
Kenna Weissman was there.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
It's actually a really nice shot
because I couldn't watch the episode till last night.
It's actually a really nice shot, I have to say. Yeah, because
Keep an eye on that
normally when you get a shot like that in an intro, it's just the characters there but silhouetted, and then they unsilhouette them. This was actually like some cool dragon animation. And it's the second update because I think someone asked in the chat, or I may have just imagined that. They updated some of the Kiyoshiro stuff with just nicer animation, like 15, 20 episodes ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything like major. It was just they changed out some animation. This was actually like, ooh, that's some nice animation of Kenna Weissman. So that was just a nice touch. It's not a bad episode. I'm happy with it. I just wish if they were, the one thing they did well was they had it be a character play to some degree about Angoramon and who he is. You didn't need Tesla Jellymon or Wezen doing much of anything. Like, they don't functionally do anything anyway, so they take time away where you could have had Simbare argue or something with Digitamamon. That's my main issue there. But it's a good episode, I'd say.
This is how you do standalone Ghost Game episodes. Like, you don't have, like, this episode does not advance the plot. It doesn't do any of the stuff that people are, are whining, that people are saying that Ghost Game doesn't do. Like, you don't have to do that because you can do stuff like this that focuses on a character, puts them through something really awful, and we actually learn something about them.
I think the issue is people who are defending it being episodic are missing the argument. The argument isn't that it's episodic, at least from most people. Some people are making it, that's a bad argument. The argument is it's bad episodic. It's not doing the episodic stuff well.
Yeah, episodic is fine. Like, this was an episodic
and that's
thing, and it was great.
I wouldn't say great, I'd say pretty good. There's enough dumb stuff that I feel like it's not great, but that's all. But that's also nitpicking, to be perfectly fair.
Yeah, this is A- for me. It's up there.
I'd say probably a solid B or B+ for me, to be honest. It does lean a bit too much on having to have Kenna Weissman show up for the climax and then just vanish away that he's there to have Simbare do it.
Yeah, that didn't bother me so much because there's actually a lot of episodes where you introduce a perfect level and just have them show up
in
the next episode just to remind us he's there.
No, absolutely. In this time, I just think it kind of fails the plot because if you don't want Angoramon to evolve, I think a different solution would have benefited the characters. Is my main issue with that. You basically have to push Angoramon aside for a minute to have the dragon show up, beat him up a bit, and then the dragon is just going to stand there for the rest of the time and not do anything.
I think that it also helped not only to weaken him a little bit, but also to distract him was another factor in there. Like I thought Digitama was kind of focused on Kana Weissman, which allowed Sambaramon to get that sweet move in there.
I didn't really see that. I saw it more that he just was there. But I get your meaning though. I just yeah, but good episode overall though. This is the kind of episodic the show should be.
Yeah, like we need this more. We need this a lot more often.
And we also need Crunchyroll to fix the broken subtitles. Did they fix that before you watched it?
I don't know what you mean.
All the subtitles were shoved to the bottom. There was nothing at the top. The positioning was broken.
I couldn't.
It was still that way last I checked.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what there would have been on top in this episode anyway.
Sometimes they'll have the subtitle at the top while the episode title appears, or they'll have the episode title at the top, or when they do analyze or some secondary subtitle stuff. This time it was all kind of shoved to. It especially is you didn't notice when it was most noticeable because you didn't look at the intro or outro, where the lyrics get all mashed together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where I noticed it the most. It's like,
yeah. It looks completely broken at those points.
Yeah. I skipped the theme songs because I watched it late.
Yeah. But yeah, so Digitamamon was Rei Kugiyama, which, hey, it's the only time anything Savers appears. It's Ikto.
Yeah.
And of course, Fun Beamon in Adventure 2020. I saw the thing and it said she was there twice, and I'm just like, Fun Beamon was in the show twice? And I did not remember that.
Possibly. Like they
They had a lot of repeating characters. Yeah, and like
there was a lot of re-entries.
I'm sure it was something like an episode or two from the end. They used to do a panning shot. It's just go more.
Or like that one episode where they're all helping with the volcano.
Yeah. Whatever.
The next week we get Monsters Beauty Serum episode 27 with little known character Splashmon.
He's making appearances more regularly.
I know.
Now.
It's weird. Like, and both. It's very strange seeing some of the characters who are like showing up, and like both of his forms have shown up recently.
I was gonna say get some more Death Generals in there, but a couple of the other, like Olegmon and Gravimon, showed up in the reboot too. So I guess that's not fair.
Yep.
Well, they have those designs ready to go with HD test profile art.
Bring Dormicmon so we can remember who he is.
That won't help. That is the funny part. Is like
looking dude.
That is the funny part. I legitimately don't remember what his shtick was.
Yeah, exactly.
He was kind of maroonish. That's about it.
He was very dragon superiority based.
Okay,
which if you're a dragon, why wouldn't you be?
Literally the only thing I remember about him is that he does the centaur mode, which has really weirdly, the art on Wikimon has horrible contrast for that image.
I think someone edited it literally out of a screenshot.
The contrast on that isn't right for a screenshot, unless someone does not know how to deal with levels. Ugh.
Anyway, Splashmon shows up next week.
I want more weird random appearances of characters. Like, just have Don Dokomon show up as a villain.
Ooh.
Hey, that would terrify me, honestly.
They just show up in the middle of the night and start beating drums.
No, yeah, that's exactly what the was. Like
absolutely make it work. I'm just saying it would terrify me.
Just like a night scene, and someone's walking down the hall, and all they hear is dum 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 dum. Just like the slow drumming.
Turned into a drum and beaten to death.
I randomly thought of a scenario where Cutemon would make a fantastic assistant villain.
Ooh.
Just a horrifying scenario that popped up in my head once.
Yeah,
anyway.
Make a fanfic.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
We'll see how Splashmon does this weekend. And then we have DigiFes updates. They gave ticketing details, details on the venue. It feels like you got to do something to that name, don't you think so? The venue is Tachikawa Stage Garden.
Really does.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You got to do something.
Is that in Tachikawa? Or?
Yes. That's why the name's there. Yeah. That's just the location. Yes. But still, with the name, you have to like put a placard of Mimi welcoming people or something.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Mimi and her employees.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be a guest, so.
Yeah. So one thing they announced was that there'll be 2 showings this time and slight differences, and they've done 2 showings before. They're normally roughly identical. So the guest this time is we have Frontier cast members, basically the entire main Frontier cast. So you have all 6 of them. 2 of them.
The twins.
I should have listed the names in a different way. I listed them in the name Hiroshi Kamio and
you listed them in order of relevance.
They will only be at the night performance, and you also get Fukujiro Katayama and Junko Noda from the O2 movie, and Ayumi Miyazaki and AIM. Hooray! The lineup is roughly what you would expect after the lineup we got last time.
Yeah.
This is effectively that same setup, minus that they're not doing the mass crazy musician thing that they tried last time.
Mm-hmm. It's also nice that you don't have to have 6 additional Digimon in this one.
Yes.
Any information on if there's going to be a streaming component yet or no?
No mention at all, so I'm going to assume no.
Shame.
Now, the question is are they not doing? There's 3 possibilities. They haven't announced it yet, and they are. They aren't. And then the question becomes, is the reason they're not because of what happened last time? Because the only reason that there was a recording of that was because it was streamed.
Yeah. And that was a COVID thing, wasn't it?
Theoretically, yes, that's why they were willing to stream it. But also they have not announced any sort of stage event regarding
but they've always been a little inconsistent with that. Like they've always had sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't.
Yeah,
some of the try ones got streamed, some of them didn't.
Well, in general, the try ones that they didn't were the ones where they had actual content. Like when they did the audio drama, they didn't stream it, but they did a Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. But yes, they've been very random about if they stream these or not.
Yeah, like there's still a try audio that no one's ever seen from this.
I think that one was only like 5 minutes though. I don't think that was like a full thing. Like the one that was on Blu-ray.
That was like the singing contest, wasn't it?
I don't recall at this point.
Some of these are so long ago at this point. The bigger thing that we didn't see was the commentary they did for Try Part 5, I think it was, with Mimi. Where it was literally just her, the director, and the producer doing live commentary, and I believe they say they didn't record it. Which feels like a lie. It feels like they did just for archival purposes, and they're just never going to show it.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. So this is July 30th. So we will see what we get from this. It is weird to be in an age of Frontier, though. Like, Frontier is one of the ones that tends to get skipped over a little bit.
Frontier got a good response at the panel, too. And good God, that picture, that cosplayer, that Izumi cosplayer took a picture of, that has been just taking off on Twitter.
You'll need to show me that later.
The kids from Frontier aren't generally what's cosplayed.
Yeah. No, I see a Takuya. I see a Takuya once in a while, and I see Shutamon.
Well, no. The kids specifically.
Yes.
So Takuya, yes. Shutomon, absolutely. Izumi / Zoe, very rarely.
And Izumi and Junpei once in a while.
I want to say last time I saw an Izumi was like 2 or Like right before COVID, I want to say someone did a really good one at an event.
I know I've seen Junpei at least once.
I think I saw like one at like the last KatsuCon I was at, just kind of like going by.
Yeah, and then we get to move on from that to Digimon Partners announcing the report for that fan meeting thing they had discussed that had happened a month ago. And so first, let's do the actual meeting thing itself, and it's roughly what we expected. We will put fans into groups and let them suggest things, and the only ones that they appeared to take seriously were the ones with no actual budget that would be needed. Because
I wonder why.
A was make a montage with art and photos that people send into Digimon Partners. B was illustrate the memories of fans and figure out some sort of merchandise using that. C was do cafes in every prefecture themed after Digimon. And
Good
D
luck
was
with that.
do offline pilgrimage meetings and also do screenings at the events. They let the fans vote to put them together, and the fans voted for B and D, and then the team decided they would do B, which was illustrate memories, which is a good no effort one.
Yeah, it's the ones that require the least amount of effort.
Yeah, and they did the nice shot showing like the zoom formatting, which was neat. I like the image. I like though how they bring up something from Kenji Watanabe. They've brought it up 100 times, and I swear no one ever pays attention to it because it 100% gets ignored every time. Digimon Frontier is not based on Super Sentai. It never has been, and they've always been very consistent about this. People just ignore it and go, it's based on Sentai or Power Rangers. It's not. It's very much Saint Seiya, which also explains why it doesn't do well. like if you look, like even if you look at the spirits and look at like the pedestal versions of the Saint cloths, the setup is almost identical visually. And that explains why Frontier has problems. Is they will never stop trying to make Saint Seiya work in the West.
It's very niche.
It's legitimately impressive how much they won't stop trying. Saint Seiya has 3 dubs at this point. Not completely, because some of them have bombed out. The show's been dubbed 3 times, all within the last 20 years. They did a TV CGI remake on Netflix that upset fans more than anything else because of a gender change. That was one of those. No, that was one where they actually got people upset because they changed the more thoughtful, slightly effeminate male into a woman. Going, no, and they went, that character should be a woman. But then fans went, but the entire point is that he's not sure about his masculinity in the first place.
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah. So, and I think that's still in the middle of a season production, and they're doing that big movie soon. I think that is like the last actual chance to try to force Saint Seiya to happen. If that doesn't work, I think that is 100%.
Just let it die.
Yeah, can you actually try if a big budget movie with name actors that people actually know won't work? I think that has to be it. Don't you think so?
They might not quit trying.
I think you have to at that point. Like, I don't think there's anything left to do. Like, it isn't.
Sometimes they make just stupid decisions.
But it's literally like Famke Janssen, Mark Dacascos, Sean Bean. It's actual people that people would know.
Heard of one of those.
Sean Bean?
Yeah.
You don't know Famke Janssen?
Nope.
Have you guys never seen X-Men?
Nope.
Once or twice.
AR, I know for a fact you saw GoldenEye.
I saw GoldenEye, which has Sean Bean in it.
No, she was in GoldenEye.
Oh, is she the...
She's the one who kills people during sex.
Oh, she's Xenia. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, for Digimon fans like Frontier, it's just low on the totem pole. Saint Seiya, most people don't recall or know or want to know, frankly.
I've heard the title before.
Yes.
I only know about it because one of my friends who now lives back in England was absolutely obsessed with it. But that's it.
Here's what you tell them when they talk to you about Saint Seiya. You go, that all sounds interesting, but I think Ronin Warriors is better. Say that to them. But in your vision, make sure you're not within arm reach, because they will take a swing at you.
Especially because I know she is like trained in fencing.
Yeah, make sure she can't reach. But yeah, and then.
Oh, actually, I think I did actually watch an episode or two of Ronin Warriors when it was on Cartoon Network. I thought it was boring as hell.
No, great show, but it's one of those where the story keeps unfolding in a dry way. It's the opposite of Ghost Game, where
it's not one I can just drop into the middle of, and
because some episodes literally will just
it was
some episodes. So yeah, it's literally okay. You have 5 main characters plus 2 extra, and some episodes will just be a character drama between 2 characters, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those where
that's even the case with early Digimon Adventure.
Yeah,
like if you drop into something pre-Myotis, pre-Vamdemon arc, it's
you may have no idea what's going on.
50-50 chance you're going to be bored as hell.
No, exactly. Yeah, you can't do that with Ronin Warriors. And then Survive. So a month ago we get the details for Survive, but they didn't really tell us anything useful. Now we're starting to get like actual information now that we're 2 months away. So V-Jump and press details put out right before V-Jump, we get lots of screenshots. We actually get some easier to clue in visual differences. I will say they're rendering stuff nicer than it looked before, I will say. It doesn't quite have that as stuttery a look as it did before. We also get details of the old man who kept showing up and stuff. The professor. He teaches folklore at a university, and he looks at it from a unique perspective. And I will say, that fits with everything we know about Survive so far. That fits really well.
Mm-hmm.
He has a good, well-known actor playing him who, oddly, the instant they said his name, I'm like, he must have been in Digimon before. Kazuhiro Yamaji.
Apparently
it's
not.
like, nope, he 100% has not, but he is the Japanese voice of Wolverine. And also Sid in Final Fantasy VII stuff. Yeah, I really want to throw in he's the Japanese voice of Wolverine and the Ninth Doctor.
Yeah, the Ninth Doctor one threw me for a second.
That's the one where like I put the Wolverine because it's well known. I'm like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Saying he played the Ninth Doctor is like a weird one, and that's one that I want to put in because that is such a unique version of that character, even like with the rage.
It has to be, yeah.
That's why I wanted to put that there because it makes you.
Why not? Why didn't you?
Why didn't I what?
Put in as also the Ninth Doctor.
I did.
You did.
I thought you said you wanted to.
No. Originally, I was just putting down well-known roles, and it's like, okay, he plays Wolverine. I'll put that down because it tells you like he does the Hugh Jackman stuff. And then I keep scrolling. I see the Ninth Doctor. Like, I should put that in because it tells anyone who maybe doesn't know some of the animes or games his range. Because you get people with range because you expect to do something with the character.
Oh, so, I can see you playing. I can see the same person playing those 2 characters. It's just
exactly.
weird. It's just weird considering that is a possibility.
And they're doing a lottery. I don't remember what the other magazine was. I assume it's Psycho Jump. Although now that I look, it says WJ, so I assume that's Weekly Shonen Jump. Where they'll be giving away 150 copies of PS4 and Switch Digimon. Those are the only ones coming out in Japan. So that's a neat little promotion. Next month is going to be the key month for Survive stuff in V-Jump. V-Jump this month was 8 pages. Next month,
of cards.
Next month is not the one days before, but it's like the last real marketing one. it should be 3 or 4 pages for Survive. It should be a deluge of Survive stuff. Because that is...
All of the
Because,
Survive.
yeah, there is one a few days before, but this is like the last marketing one. You know what I mean? There should be a lot of Survive stuff there. And we also get to see all of the Guilmon evolutions from images. I don't know why, but the Guilmon ones feel like you can tell that they were done later than the others.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, they don't quite match the look of everyone else. It looks like the rest were done and Guilmon was done at the end. Because, like, and I don't even mean like the shot of Dukemon standing there with the others because he is a DLC character. I mean, like, even if you look at Guilmon or Growlmon, like the proportions aren't quite right to the game, which is weird because I also think the Guilmon ones might be one of the best looking ones.
It's so cute.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll hear more. So close to Survive. At the very least, people who have been waiting for it will be able to get it and play it. I want a CD release of the theme that we keep hearing in trailers. That's what I want. I mean, we know the game at this point's basically done and it's coming out. I would like details about that song because that's a nice song. And even some of the background music stuff we've heard has been nice. So it'd be nice to get a release of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then V-Pets. 3 of the 4 Wave 1 I like how somehow 3 of them got it for pre-order on Amazon, but not the ice one.
Yeah, I was wondering what was wrong with that one.
I assume that it was probably just they were put up one by one because they're not even in the VPET listings.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you go to any of the VPETs, you basically get every color from all 3 VPET waves, the X waves. It's treated as different versions of a single product. These 3 are each separate on their own. They're not even like different colors of each other. So I would assume the listings weren't quite put together the same way, and ice just didn't go up yet, rather than there being an actual issue. Although we say
I
that,
think there might be like a board issue like there was with the last one with the rosters.
I would assume this is just random happenstance because I wouldn't assume a board issue at this point, to be honest. And of course, we say board issue because it's easier. At this point, we know it's not a board issue. They actually loaded the wrong programming entirely into stuff. Like as I recall, they identify as the correct model. They just have the wrong rosters on them, which is more confusing, frankly. So out of the 3 that are available, if you could only get one, which of these would you get?
Tie-dye.
I don't know.
I have an issue with the tie-dye one that I didn't have before. Dev, have you looked at the zoomed-in images of the tie-dye?
No.
Maybe it's just the photos. Does the printing not seem that good on it? Like, it looks kind of blotchy.
I see what you mean. I'd still probably be my favorite.
Also,
yeah, I can kind of see that where it looks like.
Also, I would really have liked if it had gone more than just the front. Especially in the
I wonder if it's on the back.
especially in the press photo where it's not lined up correctly. Look on the right side of it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of skewed a little towards the left.
I
like
think
the printing didn't go all the way
so.
to
Here's
the
the
right.
thing. I think that actually is printed correctly. I think it's that it's angled in the photo, where it's only on the very front, and that's where like a corners is. But yeah, something with the printing seems off. I really like the Greymon one. I don't think I would get it. I like that that's the one with Agumon though. Like, I like that.
My favorite is still the one that looks like the Dixie cup.
You mean 90s Taco Bell?
Yes.
That's the one that everyone wanted.
Yeah.
Can you blame them?
No, not really. But yeah, so the ice one will show up at some point. It just hasn't yet. What's weird is I actually don't think the camos fit in with this theme. Like, it feels like they were purposely like wilder ones, and then you have the 2 like basic camos. So I don't know. The tie-dye one's gonna be the most popular from this one though, regardless of anything. I don't think there's any question there, is there? Because
we know everyone is gay for the '90s nostalgia.
well, that's when these are from, and the last time they were
Exactly.
relevant.
I wanted one, but I wasn't allowed because my mom was like, "Oh, you already have a Gigapet."
I think it was called Yuki Yuki Penguin. It was a weird penguin one. And then we have cards, and more cards. So they
Yes.
put up all the clean previews from Booster Set 10. And also V Jump showed off Booster Set 10 with a very nice 3-page spread. We got parallel cards for Jesmon X and Gankumon X.
You can barely see what's happening in that Jesmon one.
To be fair, that's how you know it's a Jesmon image, though. You can vaguely see someone there, and you go, okay, this makes sense. Then Omegamon X continues the theme of the mech poses for some of the higher level ones. That is a Gundam pose if I've ever seen one.
You're damn right it is.
Yes. That's a very Gundam pose. Then Sistermon Seal. I just like this one, to be honest. It's a good piece of art, I think. Shoutmon King. This one got people excited because you got the nice energy silhouettes of the cross partners. You get 7 and EX6. EX6 was throwing people off because a lot of people haven't seen him, so a lot of people are like, what's Vitramon doing there? Because there is a slight resemblance there, but yeah, I like that one.
I think it's the jawline and the shape of like the nose area that throws people off.
Yeah. Then Jesmon GX, which another Gundam pose, that flying Gundam energy pose, that one is 100% Gundam.
Yep.
Tamer Battle Pack 12. I would anytime I see the pudding ones, I just go, I like the art is of good quality. I do not like the styling of it. Because every time, I'm not sure the little tiny Potamon looks good in that style. It looks like he's melting.
Yeah.
He looks like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and then in the clean images include that promo pack 2012 version 2, which we saw, I think, about a month ago. And then I think we were confused about this a week or two ago. I guess Evolution Cup never happened in Japan since they're only putting these up now. These were some of the earliest promo cards we saw. Like, we've had images of the Omegamon one for basically 2 years at this point. I guess these never actually came out in Japan due to COVID stuff.
I can see that.
Like these are untagged date cards, while the others already have the year 2 tags. So that's very odd.
Shit happens. They're probably not going to just like throw out an
No,
entire batch
absolutely.
of cards. Yeah, we'll use them at some
And
point.
then in English card game news, the Digimon Adventure Box, which has Tamer card packs and the Naraban Desu figures as memory counters. I don't know if that's clever or annoying.
Yeah, because to get all of them, you'd have to find and then buy 8.
The one thing I will say to be fair for is it does not appear they're blind packed. It appears you can actually see them. You get the promo cards, which these were the Amazon Japan cards, right? I'm pretty sure these were the ones where if you bought 9 and 10 in a bundle from Amazon, you got bonus crap. And I believe the cards were included in that. And
I'm getting at least 2.
And that font is not kind to Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode. And again, the way they split the colors, they had to add a stroke for Mastamon because you would not be able to read it. And then we get box art for... It is very hard to remember that the name is different. It's Dragon's Roar in Japan, Draconic War in English, And remember how I went, I wonder what this font's going to look like when they force it into English rather than just changing the font? That is a choice that somebody made.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as
That's a
Crossing.
bad choice.
Here's the thing I will say. It's not as bad as Crossing Counter, which is really terrible looking.
Yeah, but it still kind of looks like shit.
Oh, it does. And then Holiday Gift Box, which will be out a week before Draconic War. You get 5 of those booster packs. 1 of 4 acrylic stands, which people are confusing for a card and assuming that we're now going to get 2 Digimon cards. I don't expect any wild gameplay changes for that booster set, to be honest, because it's a theme booster. Then 1 of 4 alternate art promo cards. Basically, old promo cards with new art. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then Fun Digica did a match with booster set 10, which is nice. And then Card Battle began. I like that they're doing this. A 3-person event where they battle each other round robin, and they're each theming their stuff after the teams from Cross Wars.
They should have also cosplayed.
To be fair, we did get, was it was Monita Mon a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
I believe. Okay, the guy who cosplayed is there. I don't think he's one of the 3 in the event, but I would like to see something. Oh, no, he is one of the 3 in the event. He didn't play this week, so I want to see what he's in next week. Because he might have just been there for the intro. So let's see what they do later this week. I would like to see him dressed up as Greymon. Just like with the helmet. Yeah. And then back to Frontier and V-Jump. They go over the 20th anniversary stuff. A lot of stuff that isn't worth going over because we've seen it before. They mentioned there will be plenty more collaboration stuff. They show our first look at the graph artwork, which...
And it's adorable!
It's very nice. I think, I don't know why, but the one that I think I like the most is Bokomon. Just like the fun sitting there pose. I like all the random items from episodes that are like recognizable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burger.
Yeah. So yeah, nice art for everyone. We get to see the sprites for Kaiser Greymon, Magna Gurumon, and Susanumon. That Susanumon one, damn, that's a nice sprite. Like, they made that one about as big as those sprites can go, and it looks really nice, I think. Then, moving on from Frontier, the end of the V-Jump stuff is the gem re-releases. This is the best example of they had 8 pages, they don't want to lose the page, so they found something to fill it.
Like, shop and buy our stuff. By the way, this thing is here again.
And then also in the corner, go read Dreamers.
Yep.
I would think they would have thrown in some of the recent model kit announcements. There's some neat stuff coming out.
I might be saving that for, like, next time.
True. Then we have poll results for your favorite Beast Spirit Hybrid. Man, what shocking results that none of us could have guessed.
I have no creativity.
I mean, I'm surprised the Garmon is that far down. I would expect that to be literally second place.
Although now that I look at so I thought something, every time I look at the image, my brain just like starts streaming, and I finally realized why. The image they put up is wrong. Because these always go up like in the middle of the night, so I'm always doing them, then going to bed, so I kind of ignore if there's any obvious issues. The percentages clearly are not correct here. Because number one's Vitramon, and that's 27%.
Yeah.
That should be at least a quarter.
A quarter.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking that I'm putting up the wrong image, but then when I load the page on Digimon Web, it's the same one I used. I checked it. I remember checking this one like 10 times as I was putting it up, thinking something's wrong, and I was right.
It looks similar to the last. That's similar. The
That's what
chart
I
looks
thought.
similar to the human spirit one.
That's what I thought, but like at some point I don't have anything different to put up, so I just used it. Yeah, it is the same
It
one.
is.
You're correct. It is the same one. But like
It
that.
is.
But like I'm not wrong. If I link you the page on Digimon Web, will you please check and tell me I'm not crazy that is the one that's there? I didn't put up the wrong one. That's wrong on the page, and
No, it's probably.
it's been that way for a week.
Loady, loady, load.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
huh.
that's wrong.
Yeah, that's the one that's on the page.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So Vitramon 1. Yeah, Vitramon 1.
Digimon 1.
Shootomon 2nd, which yeah,
this is
no one's
a
shocked.
lot about the people voting in this poll.
Kaiser Leomon.
I think it's what's also revealing is that I think that Ranamon did really well in the human spirit poll. Ranamon did horribly.
Yeah,
in this one.
I had something to say about that one when we get to her. Kaiser Leomon's 12, Garumon's 9. Bolgmon had a good showing. Tying with Garumon.
Is cool. I like Bolgmon way more than I like Blitzmon.
Blizzardmon 6. Petaldramon's 5. Velgermon's about where I expected him to be. Am I wrong, or did you think he was going to be like top?
I thought he was going to do a lot better. I thought people.
So here's the thing.
Here's the thing. I thought he was going to do better as well.
I think a handful of people think he's neat looking. I think the issue is when you can only choose one. I don't think you're going to choose him because he's kind of ugly.
Yeah, that's that. Well, it's like he's supposed to be. It's darkness.
But that's what I mean.
What I think is that I just think Velgermon kind of encapsulates the idea of a beast spirit better than a lot of them.
Oh, he absolutely does. 100%. No argument there. Then Sephirothmon's 4, Calamarimon's 3, Gigasmon's 2. First, let's comment on Gigasmon. That's exactly where we expected.
That's where he belongs.
Yeah, so Calamarimon being there feels a bit mean-spirited because that was the fucking point of the episode.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing with the character was she didn't want to be Calamarimon because she was worried that she'd be seen as ugly and everyone would hate her.
Which is a great message to send to kids.
Yeah, that was the entire message of the character, and it happens when like she was basically at the top. That's mean-spirited to actually do it in vote form.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Calamarimon. Yeah, Calamarimon, you are right to hide.
Yep.
That's hilarious and mean.
Kids can be so cruel
and still funny. Now, of course,
especially like I said, especially considering how well Ranamon did.
And next time is for the fusion forms, and
it could go anywhere.
So here's the thing: this is the only one that This is the only one that I think there's some potential because there's less, there's weirder, and because vote numbers for these are, as far as we know, in like maybe the mid-hundreds, you actually can have stupid stuff when it's not spread out.
Penmon or die.
Yeah, look, right. I would love it to be Penmon.
God, please Penmon win this.
Here's the thing. I think there's only 2 possibilities here. And I would love to be wrong for both my reasons. Aldemon, because it's the main one, and as we've seen, people love that one. And 2 is Jet Sylphimon, because spinny nipples.
Yes. And clearly there's a horny factor involved here, too.
Yes. So, yeah. I still think... I'm still trying to decide based on what we said last week. Is Beowulfmon the one that can win because it looks more coherent as a combination, or does that actually hurt it?
I don't know. I just like it. Like I said, I just like it because of the name. Completely nonsensical, but it's such a great reference.
Look, it's fire or spinny nipples as much as we all want popsicle snow cone penguin.
Keep the hope alive. We believe in you, Snow Cone Man.
We believe in you, Snow Cone Penguin. We believe. It's not going to fucking happen.
Penguin power.
It's not going to fucking happen, but we all believe in you, Penguin. This could be the only, I believe. One sec. I need to check one thing. Where did Chalkmon rank? I want to see where Tomoki ranked.
Chalkmon didn't do great.
Chalkmon was okay. Chalkmon was 8th, but he got 8%.
He was too
That's
low.
not bad. That's a very low,
but
his percentage was high.
Still too low.
And then Blizzardmon was higher in the rankings, but actually got lower with 6%.
What? I kind of believe that. Yeah.
I feel like we believe in you, Penguin. You can make it to double digits.
Oh, he can do double digits at least.
Definitely.
He can at least do that. We believe in you.
I mean, he should be top half. I don't think that's a stretch, considering that like some of them are like I've never seen before.
Yeah. But yeah, we believe in you, Penguin. And then the profile art they put for the episode is Egg.
Yep. Egg.
Ew.
Like we haven't seen Digitamamon before.
And they had no fucking message either. It was, thanks for watching Digimon Ghost Game episode 26 Cannibal Mansion. Thank you. And then sad emoticon.
What if the egg scrambled you?
Don't worry. Hey, don't worry. I have an amazing title for the episode. Amazing. I told Lost last night and he laughed. And then from the Digimon music producer, to celebrate the DigiFes announcement, it's a sleeping Agumon figure.
Yes, it is.
And then in the best art of the week, the Toei Museum on their chalkboard put up artwork of Takuya.
That's good. Yeah. That's slick.
We don't always get to see these. It's when the museum account posts them. This one looks really good. Although, am I wrong, or do those proportions maybe seem a bit tall for Takuya?
Also, the wrist is horrifying.
Been 20 years. I give him the grew up a bit.
To be fair, I will at least say this: the thumb is in the right place, which is sometimes wrong with this type of thing.
That's important.
Yes, I will give them that. And then we have questions. You guys in the chat can throw yours up. I think there was one at the beginning of the show, like right as we were starting, and I skipped it because it was like way too early for questions. So let me go find that first.
Oh, I was going to say, just have him post it again.
Yeah, I think that was Sora. Sora, if that was you, throw it again. Or it might have been Scale. Someone asked something like right at the beginning of the show, like right as we started talking about Ghost Game and we moved on. Someone wanted to know, will Digimon Ghost Game get a home video release? The answer is I can't imagine it won't.
Yeah, right. It's hard to think that it wouldn't.
The only reason I could think of if not getting one in Japan, which we're talking about Japan here, I can only think of realistically 3 reasons why I would not. 1, exclusive at rental stores, which happened to Cross Wars.
The fucking travesty.
Some streamer pays for exclusive and no home video release for a limited portion, which too many places are streaming it for that to feel realistic. Or 3, the show is actually not moving the needle so much they're not going to go to the effort. And that doesn't seem... That would be them just doing DVD to me. That's not... But we'll see.
Yeah, they might... Maybe they'll wait till the end or something for that.
Scale wants to know, episode 25, they had Battle evolve to Kano Weissmon. Episode 26 was Wezen. Do we think next week they'll do Kas?
That seems a bit excessive, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe not 27. They might wait till 28. But it feels like unless there's a reason to see like Battle, it feels like the next time they will show Kas evolve.
Yeah.
Because like maybe they surprise us with Galush showing up and then something happens to cause him to evolve. So we'll see.
That I feel like that they're gonna save that.
Goth Kano Weissmon.
I see them saving Gurus, whatever that involves into, for some down the road thing.
I see it.
I think they're gonna wait until we get the other two. Before we get Lamort and Thetis before we get.
I think what they could do, and I'm not saying they would, but thematically they may do it. You have Galush show up, and you have Hero yell at Gamamon, not Galush, and then he forcibly evolves, not wanting to. And then it's Kano Weissmon and everything's fine. And then the next time is when you actually have to deal with the problem. Is you haven't
maybe.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what I expect. I'm saying it feels like the way the show's put together will get the one where Galoo shows up and something makes him evolve to Kana Weissmon against, he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like we'll get that once where, yeah, but we'll see.
I don't know if it'd be the first time, though.
True, you're right. But you are right, it feels like at some point you can only have Galoose and Kana Weissmon appear, for lack of a better phrase, together so many times before you have to deal with whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then someone wants to know, what kind of ice cream do we like?
My favorite ice cream is actually the Ben & Jerry's Americone Dream.
That's a really good one.
It really is.
Because here's the thing: a lot of times the branded themed ice creams, you'll go, oh, okay, I'm gonna try that, and you try it once or twice, and it's good, but you're not gonna buy it again.
Yeah.
That Americone Dream's actually really fucking.
It's legitimately good ice cream.
Yes, it's like
that's a good flavor.
It's like I tried the what was the one, the Jimmy Fallon one?
Something tonight.
It was like late night snack or tonight snack. It wasn't bad. It was actually good, but it's not one that I would go out of my way to get. American Dream is actually like a good flavor on its own. It
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the other Ben and Jerry's are like, they're fine. Like it's just good ice cream. This is American Dream is actually a flavor I would like to see imitated.
Yes.
It's the Tonight Dough.
Okay, no, I'm thinking about the one before that when he had the other show. Because he had the show before the Tonight Show.
Does anyone like any ice creams that aren't
Rocky Road,
that don't sponsor late night talk show hosts?
I like vanilla bean, but then I like covering it in marshmallow sauce, chopped up Snickers, cookie dough bits, and an completely illegal amount of whipped cream.
Well, I think a legal amount of whipped cream is the standard for people who like whipped cream. Like when I have ice cream, it's okay. I put in the ice cream, and then whipped cream, and then it's hold it, and then lots of whipped cream, and there may be ice cream underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, Rocky Road's my favorite. And this actually came up when the question came in, because mentioning ice cream stuff to Lost. Are Rite Aids around you two?
No.
I've seen one, but like 15 miles away.
Okay, so before Rite Aids were in Southern California, the drugstore chain was called Thrifty's.
Okay.
Thrifty's had an ice cream counter at basically every store, and they made their own ice cream.
Ooh.
Rite Aid bought them. The ice cream counters are still there, and they're still Thrifty's. Like, they bought the chain, the ice cream's still there, and it's been almost 30 years.
I'm surprised.
And it's still the same recipe, and it still tastes identical, and they even update the logo and still call it Thrifty's and everything.
Fun.
And they have the best chocolate chip. Like, it is the only chocolate chip that I will actually go, okay, that's an amazing version
just
of
regular, like regular chocolate chip or mint chocolate chip?
Normal.
Wow, okay.
It's very good.
I've had just normal chocolate chip.
It's very good normal chocolate chip. Normal chocolate chip tends to be a little, and I don't mean this as a pun, it's a bit vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Their chocolate chips are really good, and that's why I had to tell that stupid story.
The thing is, vanilla ice cream, when it's done right,
is very good.
Not vanilla. Yeah.
Yes.
Real vanilla is
when you think
really good.
Yeah, see, that's the issue. When you think of vanilla, you think of white with maybe some vanilla flavoring. Yeah.
That's why I like vanilla bean. Like the Haagen-Dazs one is really good.
Yeah. The last batch I actually got of Thrifty's was a few days ago, and it was that sort of brownish yellow. Of like what you want from vanilla, and yeah, I was very happy.
I've had really good vanilla Frogo before.
Huh. I don't think I've had good vanilla frozen yogurt.
It was I think it was TCBY back when that was still around.
I think we have those up here.
Are those still kicking? I don't know if those were a little ahead of their time as far as, but they were too far ahead of the froyo thing.
I think with frozen yogurt, I jump in with chocolate too easily to have even thought about. Because
Okay.
you know, when you think of frozen yogurt vanilla, you think of the generic ice cream one, but even more generic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and that's because with the wall yogurt, you know, they expect you to put a bunch of toppings to give it its own flavor, so it's going to be a little plain.
The most acceptable topping for frozen yogurt is snow caps.
I'll accept that.
But yeah. Any other ice cream thoughts before we move on from it?
Cherry hard dip, but only one place has that around here.
I've never been a big fruit ice cream person. Like
no, it's actually like a hard shell, but you can't find it in stores. Only like commercial places can get a hold of it.
Well, is it just like the chocolate dip but a cherry flavor?
Yes, but it doesn't taste quite like cherry. It's hard to properly describe, but it's glorious.
Is it like where people say banana flavoring isn't banana and it's because it's a banana that doesn't exist anymore? Where it's some old cherry that isn't there anymore? Did you say it tastes red?
Yes. So it has like a slight fruity flavor to it, but doesn't taste quite like cherry, but it tastes red.
Okay. Sora wants to know, what do we think the time frame in the show is like? How long has it been? I think it's roughly meant to be real time, ignoring that there's been a production delay.
Yeah, especially because the characters are dressing for the seasons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So unless we're told different, I would assume it's when the show is, with the asterisk
minus
being
a few weeks. Yeah.
Minus that we might be a few weeks off, is what I would say.
Yeah. Although remember that Atmon did that for a long time, and then like 3/4 of the way through, they basically quit that, and everything was happening like the same day.
Yeah. Well, plot-wise, that kind of had to happen with the way that plot was being set up.
Yeah. So put a pin in that because later on that may change.
Yeah. Then someone wants to know, we're nearing 10 years of Digimon kind of being back and ongoing in a way that hasn't stopped. They were wondering, what do we think is the dumbest / worst thought out product that's come out in that time?
I couldn't think of one, because if it's dumb and poorly thought out, I probably forgot about it.
Yeah, see, I think here's the weird thing. Even the stuff that we might think is silly, there's a lot of stuff that might be silly or not for us that a lot of people bought. Like, I wasn't going to buy a Digimon tie. It sounds silly. A lot of people got that and really liked it because it
absolutely buy a Digimon tie.
Here's the thing: if we're available easily, sure. Not where going through premium Bandai.
I'm not importing it, but yeah. If I saw one in a vendor room, like, I'd get it in a second.
I mean, the dumbest stuff is probably the lazy stuff that people buy. Like, you're always gonna get can badges and the battery that just has the art printed on it.
The battery has function, though.
It does, but how many batteries do you need? You know what I mean?
All of them.
Right.
And here's the thing: it's not. But here's the thing: it's not like it's the top-notch batteries.
Yeah.
It's always like a really generic one, and it sounds dumb, but that's what people are gonna get. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, has there been anything that's actually been? Okay, no, the dumbest one. I got it. Are you ready? I got it.
I think I know. I hope I know. I hope I'm hoping right and get this.
Okay, you say what you think I'm going with first.
I think you're gonna go with that Angemon Rod ear pick thing.
No, I was gonna go with. Remember, all the different cafes and karaoke events. Do you remember the one where the drink was a coffee and they poured in some syrup and then there was a strawberry on the cup?
Mm-hmm.
I remember this.
Yes.
I think going to picking at some of the drinks isn't fair.
No, it's fair because I'm not picking specifically at a drink that I just wouldn't like. It's that they came, like, I believe it was Sora, and it was like, it's coffee. They put in some sort of syrup. I don't remember what it was. And then
you ruined a perfectly good drink.
Yes, and then they partially cut a strawberry and put it on the rim of the cup as like a cold strawberry hot coffee. It's not even like a lot of the Mimi drinks looked kind of sickening.
Mm-hmm.
and they aren't things I would like, but I know plenty of people like those.
Strawberry coffee.
The logic for that Sora coffee doesn't even I don't even understand the point. So
I forgot. Is this like Trier Kazuna Sora or is this reboot Sora?
Try, I think, or it might have been during the period of Try, but it was themed after normal Sora.
Yeah, so
What's that?
that doesn't work. In associating coffee,
Okay, wait.
original adventure
Okay,
Sora does not work with
I
coffee.
found it, and I was wrong on what it was, but I was close. It was Try, and it was hot tea with Sakura syrup, and then just a strawberry floating there.
That's a bit. Tea is a bit more of a
No, but
allowable.
even visually looking at it, it doesn't make any sense.
It just kind of looks gross.
Yeah,
it does.
The strawberry almost looks like it's molting or something. A lot of the drinks, even ones I don't like, they make sense from a put together perspective. That one I don't.
This is you obviously hated Sora.
Yeah, so
I like that she has a different style glass than everybody else because it's hot coffee or tea or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm going with that one because it's just stupid to me. Dev, you've bought a lot of weird stuff. Anything come out to you as just dumb?
Probably the eyeglasses that look nothing like the characters. Like the glasses themed after it, it's just this is just generic pair of glasses, and you're just slapping the character's name on it.
See, here's the thing. I would generally agree with you, minus that doing those glasses things are super popular, and they almost never stop.
Well, thing is, I've also bought glasses themed after characters. I'm literally wearing a pair right now.
No, absolutely. What I mean is specifically the quote-unquote themed after but not visually matching. There's 5 or 6 of those happening at any given time, I think. People clearly
these are the most generic ass glasses in existence.
Oh no, absolutely. I get what you mean.
A little bit.
Yeah, that is what I would say also.
I literally have Hatsune Miku glasses.
And AR, I think you were sticking with that if it was that stupid, you wouldn't remember it to bring up.
No, I changed it to the ear thing. The ear cleaner.
To be fair, people buy those in Japan. Getting I'm not saying it's not stupid. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with that stupid.
See, here's the problem. The stuff that I would is stupid is the stuff that's expensive and just I'd never get, like the ear cleaner.
Look, I'm not saying that people shouldn't buy stupid things. I have a Gamamon wire that doesn't actually do anything. But
here's the thing. It has function as a basic cheap figure.
Yeah.
Like the ear cleaner thing was $100. Or what about, remember the Omegamon watches?
It's a watch.
Those actually looked pretty cool.
It was but it was like $400, and it came with a leather wrist guard.
We're ignoring price. It's just dumbest thing.
No, but that had the whole wrist guard thing. Remember? It's not like it was just like a watch. It had a foot-long wrist guard thing. If it were just a watch, that'd be one thing. That one gets slides in a bit because it had the whole crazy thing about it.
It should be able to accept dim cards.
Well, it oh god, don't let them hear that. They may do it again.
Okay. Giving them ideas.
Okay, and the question was, if someone likes Ghost Game, what shows should they watch? Anything Kitaro, probably.
Yeah, really.
You probably want...
It's hard to say because I'm trying to think of horror shows, and that's not really what we're here.
Yeah, that's the issue. As much
Detective Loki Ragnarok.
To watch ghost stories.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is as much as they keep saying horror, the show really isn't.
No, they should watch the dub of Ghost Stories.
Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. After seeing what Digitamon did, do you plan to not eat eggs for a while?
No, you should eat more. Get your vengeance.
Eggs are fucking delicious.
So
it's an egg eat man world.
So I like scrambled eggs. I can't eat them though.
I'm not as big on scrambled eggs.
So I'm not huge on them, but I do like them occasionally. I've not been able to functionally eat them for like 10, 15 years because I had all 4 wisdom teeth pulled out at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So that was basically like the only thing I could properly eat. So it's one of those things where it just makes me queasy because of that.
Yeah.
And since I was never a huge egg person anyways, I don't quite notice it until I go, man, I really could. I want scrambled eggs, and then I think about it's like, no, I really don't.
Long story short, our egg eating habits, whatever they are, not going to change because of this episode.
Yeah.
I had eggs. I had an egg this morning.
Still a good one from Ramon, though. I'll say that was a good question. Let's see. Based on the current episode of Ghost Game, what 2 Digimon would you like to see meet each other or make friends? I assume this is based on Angormon and Digitamamon.
Yeah, it's hard because it's what are their personalities.
Yeah, that's the main issue. Is functionally you have the personality be whatever you want it to be. It didn't have to be Digitamamon. It could have been Greymon 2010.
Yeah, like you could imagine somebody with my asshole Cutemon.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess let's go with visually. Like, what weird pair would there be as friends? Just so we can actually give some sort of answer.
I don't know. It's tough because you have to try to come up with both of them.
Whatever it should be, one of them should be Devi Tamamon. And have that be the nice one. Oh, that and the evil Cutemon.
Yeah.
Have him be this friendly guy, and Cutemon and they're friends, and then you realize Cutemon's been the evil one all along.
Well,
Cutemon's absolutely an axe murderer.
The idea with evil Cutemon is that they're both, it's working for someone else that's evil. The main evil one tortures somebody to the point of death. Cutemon heals them so they can continue to be tortured.
And then Sora wants to know, have we seen Go Sick? Not that I'm aware of.
Nope.
No.
I'm pulling it up
might
now.
Have heard of it?
I've heard of it. I've not seen it. Although, that reminds me, that game was on sale and I did buy it.
Blue Period or something like that?
Yeah. I haven't played it.
I checked it out. It didn't look that interesting to me.
Well, it's functionally exactly what we said it was. It's Digimon. Yeah. It's Cyber Sleuth, but with girls instead of Digimon.
Yeah,
it was on sale. A generic JRPG, sometimes nice. I grabbed it and it's there. No idea if I'll ever play it, but I own it. Then someone said they like when we talk about anime and movies that we like but aren't necessarily well known, rather than a generic question to get it, to just what comes to mind.
I'm sure we've had conversations about isekai before, so I'm just going to go ahead and recommend like El Hazard just to remind people that isekais didn't always suck.
Yeah, it's been so damn long since I even heard that.
So right? I'm trying to think of like what's something that it's almost impossible that someone who's younger and listening to our show would have come across, and I have it. It's so stupid. Are you ready?
Yes.
The Substitute.
The movie?
Yes.
Like the Dustin Hoffman movie?
No.
That's the Graduate.
The Tom Berenger one.
Oh, the Tom Berenger
one.
And
then they made 3 sequels with Treat Williams. Those were fun B-grade movies that didn't try too hard, but they were fun to watch, and like no one really remembers them anymore. They're not bad. They're just not. The weird thing is, I want to say they're not relevant, but 100% I can imagine 10 of those coming to Netflix in 3 years. I think 2, 3, and 4 were like direct to HBO or Cinemax or something. Like that's 100% what those movies were. They'd just be straight to Netflix. And now for we get the Chip and Dale thing.
I still need to watch that later.
I need to watch that too.
I watched that. It was shockingly good.
I've heard that.
It's
as soon as the trailer came out and everyone started complaining about, oh, probably going to be sneaky good, isn't it?
So here's what I would say. I would say it's actually very good. The main flaw is the people talking about it only seem interested in pointing out cameos or stuff. And it actually does those things well in that a lot of times they actually have depth and a reason to be there. Not all of them. Some of them are just there, but some of them have reasons to exist. Like Seth Rogen plays the in the trailer where the eyes don't work. He plays like the troll.
Okay.
Where the idea is it's like a Robert Zemeckis CGI film. Where and they actually say that, and like his eyes never look in the right place. Later in the movie, the movie has other characters show up who sound like Seth Rogen because he played them in other movies. And there's
gotcha.
And yeah, those are stupid cameos, but there actually are things with depth, and it's done weirdly well. And
I mean, it's the Lonely Island guys. Like, it can't be too. Like, I have to give it a shot.
It is, yeah, it's very much Lonely Island, but PG. But I actually really did like it, to be honest. Like, I was actually surprised how well it was, and I shouldn't be because those guys generally do good stuff.
Yeah, I as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, it's like this is probably better than people are thinking it is right
now. And
now.
honestly, some of the cameos, I'm surprised that they not only were able to do it legally, they got permission. They got permission to let it be mocked. Like I won't say anything specific. -1. I'm shocked Disney would let them mock Winnie the Pooh.
Wow.
Like, and I'm not saying what the main Disney one that gets mocked is because it's actually shocking when they point out that it's what you think it is.
Did I will ask this? Did the other 3 Rescue Rangers are those voices? Are they voiced and are they different voices, or they get Chris McNeil and Jim Cummings back?
So Monty is Eric Bana.
Okay.
But he sounds like Monty.
Okay.
Gadget is Tress McNeil.
Okay.
And sounds exactly how you'd expect. And at one point, she is also Dale. At one point, because she was Dale in the cartoon.
Was she? Okay, I was forgot if it was Tress McNeil or Rusty Taylor who did Chip and Dale.
Corey Burton does do Chip for a moment. And he does do Zipper for a bit. Someone else does play Zipper. And it's the exact shtick you would expect. I'm just not saying who it is. I can guess. Yeah, there's no spoiler involved in what the shtick is because it's done in every movie like this. Right. I'm not going to say who it is because when you see it, you'll laugh because they actually do it well.
Okay.
Yeah, the weird one is Eric Bana being Monty because it's not like they advertised him as really being part of the film, but he sounds like Monty.
It's also not like you couldn't get Jim Cummings.
Oh, Jim Cummings is there.
Yeah, right?
Like, he's there a lot.
I would guess that, based on what you said earlier.
Yeah. I mean, without spoiling the movie, at some point there is new Fat Cat dialogue, and it's Jim Cummings.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the context of the dialogue or anything, but Jim Cummings is there as multiple characters.
That's the thing is there's so much focus in the trailers about Chip and Dale and his new weird 2D 3D hybrid world that I don't even think that it's hard to even go back and think about the stuff that was in the original cartoon, whether any of that stuff would be showing up.
Without going into it too much, Zipper and Gadget aren't there much.
Okay.
Monty isn't there a lot, but he's the driver of the plot. Like
he's plot. The MacGuffin.
Yes, he is the MacGuffin plot thing.
Yeah, I figured that. I caught that much.
Yes. I would say I'm not going to say it's an A+ movie or anything like that. I will say it's better than I would have expected.
Is it fun and silly?
Yes, it is.
That's all I care about.
It's fun. It's silly. I'm not going to say the most shocking cameo thing, and don't say it if you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, avoid any discussion of the movie. You will die when it pops up. if you know what it is, just don't spoil it for anyone if possible, because it is actually, I did not know it was going to be there, and it's one of the most surprising things I saw happen in a movie in the past few years. Like, even saying this does not like spoil the fun, because you would not guess that this would show up in the movie.
I should probably go watch it after the podcast is over,
Yes,
while eating a disgusting amount of ice cream.
Yes, do that so that no one can spoil it, because if you don't, I assume you have no idea, Dev, what I'm talking about?
Nope, because I've been working
AR,
myself.
do you have even the slightest clue what I'm talking about?
I think I do, yeah, actually.
Okay.
I've seen enough people talking. I've seen enough people pointing out a couple things that I have an inkling of what you're leading to.
I've given no clues to what it actually
is. I agree that would be that. I'm like, I was actually kind of in disbelief that would have been in there.
Yes, I would have assumed that someone was pulling my leg if they had told me.
Yeah,
somehow I missed any discussion of it by the time I went to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think that is it for questions. Oh wait, there was one more in the ones I've sent. Any super early DigiFest guesses? Did we do this like 2 months ago?
Yeah,
probably.
Or is super early? Kind of right.
I think we said it would be Frontier themed, and that was about it.
Yeah, my super early DigiFest guesses it will be
Frontier and 02.
Yes. Yeah, my super early DigiFest guesses it will be less problematic than last year.
To be fair, even if it is problematic, they may not stream it specifically to not let us know.
It won't. That's not a hard bar to clear.
Yes. Yeah, I think I have to stick with Dev and AR in that, hey, there'll be Frontier and 02 stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I want a crossover, honestly. Like,
here's the thing. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's an anniversary year.
Yeah.
If there's any year,
both of those have had crossovers with V-Tamer.
So yeah, the audio already had Gotsumon and Pumpmon show up for no reason. Just throw Daisuke in there.
See, here's the thing, AR. You say that, but there's a 99% chance if they do a crossover, it's Taichi and Agumon. You know it in your bones. That's true. Probably 2020, frankly.
I'm just saying that you've already got the voices there. Just give them just throw them in there for no reason.
Yes.
Or make him play other characters or something.
Do something fun.
Or just thinly veiled disguises, or it's like
Taichi with a mustache.
The bad guy is Daisuke with a sheet over his head.
Taichi with a mustache. And his name will be Ait.
Wow.
AR, what do you have coming up?
I just got back from a convention. Let me sleep for a minute. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to get to some Tumblr questions one of these days. I've just been busy with convention stuff. It's rough. So yeah, my Twitter is First Agent ARP. I should try to find some new content considering I gained a bunch of followers from the panel last weekend. So I should probably do something.
Probably.
But my Tumblr is First Agent.
I think you got cut off there.
My Tumblr is First Agent. My Twitter is First Agent ARP.
There you go. And since Sora mentioned, yes, I did mean Blue Reflection. I just could not remember the name of that. Dev.
Oh, right, because we were just riffing off of that being a Gundam song title.
Yes. Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
Drippins, and it's technically not cheating that much.
I was thinking of the Drippins with the preview.
I
loved the Drippins. What was that one girl named Ruka? She was fantastic.
Yes, I would like to see more of that and more Drippins.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
just
remember
that Ruka.
I'm trying to remember which color she was.
I don't care. She was funny. Like, that's the kind of crazy humor I want to see more of in Digimon. Like, Atmon got there sometimes.
So here's the main flaw with adding in humor like the Drippins. I like the Drippins. The problem then is you get people going, they should make them Digimon.
No, they're
need
Drippins.
No, but that's what I mean. People will then go, no, you need to explain the Drippins. You need to give them each separate origins. They each need to be Digimon. We need to have full Digimon paths, and then you ruin the fun.
I'm just happy there's a Wikimon article for just the concept of them.
We're happy.
Yeah.
They're goopy little friends.
And Jackie says it was the Azure one, so blue.
There you go. Blue reflection.
Yeah. I can be found at With the Will as always. That was an oddly long one.
Yes, it's almost 2 hours.
Yeah. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for showing up. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.